Hey there. My name is Joe Gelanis. I'm the host of the Tales, Trails, and Taverns podcast, and you are watching Dayvid Don't Know with David Salinas.
They said the truth was buried deep in files they tried to burn. David's on the mic now, it's the people's turn. From shadow men in black to creatures in the mist, he's cracking open secrets that the government dismissed. Spooky lights above us, he's tracking every blink. Aliens, cryptids, yeah, he's making you think. With a journal full of clues and a wild-eyed hunch, he's talking ghost towns, lost time, Bigfoot's lunch. Oh, David don't know, but he's looking for the code on a long dark road where the weird ones go. Mics stay hot when the stories unfold, digging through the static for the truth untold. From pyramids on Mars to sounds in the night, he's chasing after whispers just beyond the light. Tinfoil hat, nah, it's a crown for the bold. Turn the dial up, these tales don't grow old.
Hey everybody, it's David from Down the Rabbit Hole. Welcome back to Dayvid Don't Know. So lucky to have a friend of mine on the show today. Her name's Nicole. She is a co-host with me on another show called Alien 8 UK. We do that every Friday. But let's get right into the paranormal story. Okay. Today's story I get to tell from a rideshare rider. He tells me that him and his wife were on their way to an appointment, and so I asked him if they had a paranormal story. She didn't, but he did, and it's a good one. This one I'm going to call, and I can't believe this is like the second in a row for this, but The Devil's on Fire. So he tells a story about the home he grew up in, and it's there's a lot of disturbances, a lot of noises, and all this kind of thing. But he didn't believe it was his house. He says it was the house next door. The house next door to him had been empty for a very long time. It was just no one could stay in that house. It was the owner would try to rent it. It would stay rented for a few weeks, and then the tenants would leave. They would just take off, and it had a hard time renting it. There was a lot of disturbances in that house that were, I guess, way worse than what he was experiencing in his house. He even said that homeless people tried to take up residence in there, and they would not last a week. And so the story he tells is a very interesting one. He tells me that one night, his room, I guess, was in the front of the house, and he could hear arguing outside. So it turns out his dad was walking home and walked in front of the abandoned house next to his as he was going to his home. And then he said he heard his dad arguing with somebody. And it was kind of strange because, no one lived in that house. So who could he possibly be arguing with? He thought maybe a homeless guy had got in there. Next thing he knows, he hears gunshots. And he looks out the window and he sees his dad shooting at something. And when he sees who his dad is shooting, he can hear it laughing. And the way he described it is insane. Okay, so just bear with me on this one. He sees his dad aiming a gun and firing shots at what looked like fire at first. And then he could see something in the fire. It was a man, and the man was laughing at him. He was laughing at his dad, who was firing shots at. Next thing you know, his grandmother runs outside and is screaming at his dad to get inside. And she says, and he remembers this very clearly, "Get inside. It's the devil. Just come inside because it's the devil." And I could not stop thinking about how he described, he's not looking straight at him. He's looking at the side of this creature that's apparently on fire and laughing. It's laughing at his dad as he's firing shots into it. Nothing happens to it. It's not falling down. It's not dying. It's just laughing. So it's such a crazy story. I love it. I wish I could have seen it with my own eyes. To this day, he says no one has ever moved into that house. And It was probably one of the creepiest experiences he's ever had. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Let's get into the show. Hey, everybody, it's David from Down the Rabbit Hole, and you're listening to Dayvid Don't Know. I'm your host, David. If you didn't get that by now, I feel sorry for you, because what the fuck are you thinking? Anyway, today it's actually still January. This is going to come out in March. It is freezing, and this is the coldest the Rabbit Hole studio has ever been. It's actually 62 degrees in here, which I love. I kind of like it because usually it's 84. Like just the other day was 84. And I'm wearing a beanie. I wanted to make sure I brought this up today. So I went to Salem back in November, and me and my girlfriend were there. We were doing all the shops and whatnot. We came across a shop called Georgia's Little Salem Shop, and we went in there, and there were all these designs, and you can see right here by a girl who was about 8 years old when she started, and she made all these little designs, and then it grew, and now she has a full-on shop. And so we went in there. I spent like over $100 buying all sorts of stuff, and now she's going to college. So guys, check it out. It's kind of cool. It's georgiamadethis.com. So if you're interested in checking her stuff out, definitely go there. I'm not making any money on this. I was just really touched, and I thought, wow, what a talented little girl. Very cool, and I wanted to support her. So I told the guy who was working behind the counter I was going to do this, and he was like, yeah. So he didn't care. Okay. Today, I am so fortunate to have a friend of mine who I actually co-host with on another show. That's called Alien 8 UK. We do it on Fridays. For those of you in the Central Time, it starts at 2:30. It's live. For those Eastern, it's 3:30. And I don't know what the hell it is in UK time. Who cares? But her name is Nicole. Damn it! I forgot already. I forgot. Nicole. She's laughing at me right now. Rice-A-Roni. Chivattoni, right? No? Okay. Here we go. Welcome, Nicole, everybody. I'm going to bring her in right now. Hi, Nicole.
I might just change it to Rice-A-Roni.
Rice-A-Roni.
Everybody knows that one. Chivattoni.
Chivattoni.
You were very close.
I was close.
Very close.
I tried. I was closer than Andy, right?
Yeah. I still don't think Andy can say
it. Yeah, Andy and Alien 8 UK. Well, you know, I was on his show, I forgot when, maybe a couple of months ago, and then he asked me and Tommy to co-host. You were already there. I think it was just you and him at one point, if I'm not mistaken. And then now it's me, Tommy, you, Abby. Is there anyone else? Am I missing anybody? Jesus Christ.
Not yet, but it's Andy, so you know.
Yeah, anything's
that
possible.
Might change by the time this comes out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's coming out in March. Yeah, so it's real fun though. I really enjoy you know, we have a guy, it's usually what I'm saying, a guest will pop on. We'll interview the guest, and it's crazy because they're getting like questions from 4 different people, like rapid fire questions. It's pretty cool though. We have a good time, and you know, I got to meet you, which is really awesome. I had not heard of you. I was like, who is this beautiful woman, and what does she do? And I was just so interested when you started talking about just about anything full moon paranormal and the investigations you did and where you've been and all that stuff. And I was like fascinated by it. So can you tell me a little bit about full moon?
Yeah. So to start with, I want to say that I have stuff from Georgia.
Oh.
Because I've gone to Salem, and when I was there, they had the little booth at the, you know, during October, they have like the whole street fair thing. She had a booth. So I have some stuff from her.
That is so cool.
And she's awesome.
How crazy was it during October in Salem?
It is insane, but I really wouldn't go any other time.
Really?
I love the energy, the chaos, the street fair, everybody in costumes. It's like my Disneyland.
Angie and I, my girlfriend, we were gonna go in October. That was the original plan. And then we were like, hey, let's take a look at some YouTube stuff, see what's up. And I saw that you could not walk down the street.
Nope.
Because it's filled with people like chest to chest. You know, you got butt to back, whatever, front to back. I mean, it's crazy. And I was like, no, I can't I'm an introvert dog, and I cannot. I'm like too many people. It puts my brain into a spin. So we decided to go in November, the first week after Halloween, and it was awesome. I love that place, man. Beautiful.
It's one of my favorite places. I almost ended up there like for college. I was dead set and I'm gonna move to Salem.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And where are you at right now? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm in New York.
New York. Are you upstate or are you
Hudson Valley? So if you ask the people from upstate, they will tell you I'm not upstate. But if you ask people from the city, they will tell you that I'm upstate.
Yeah.
I'm in like this weird limbo.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah. It's good.
Limbo.
Yeah. We have a lot of history here, a lot of revolutionary history, Civil War history.
That's pretty neat. Like what kind of revolutionary history would you say?
I investigated this one place, the 1776 house, and George Washington was there. Alexander Hamilton stayed there. They tried Benedict Arnold there, I believe.
Oh, snap. Really?
All kinds of crazy stuff.
Did you get Benedict to come out and say some shit?
We did not, but there is a picture or a portrait of Benedict Arnold on the fireplace there on the mantle that supposedly, lore has it that George Washington himself turned upside down, and it's been that way ever since.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how true that is, because what are the odds that, a couple hundred years nobody's ever moved that? But
is it upside down though? Seriously,
it's upside down.
Oh crap, that's awesome. I hope it's true. I love that.
Yeah.
Traitor.
I mean, if not, it's a cool story anyway.
He's upside down. Yeah. So we were in like what I said, we went to Salem, and then we were not supposed to spend it, like we were going to spend the night in Boston, because we landed in Boston and then took a bus and a train, and we did it all wrong. So we got to Salem, spent a couple of nights there, and then we came back, and we're going to spend the night in Boston and fly out. But luckily we're able to, because they, this is around the time where they didn't have enough people, so they bumped us for a day. So we got to spend time in Boston, which was really fucking cool. I really loved it. Oh my God. It's one of my favorite cities now. Boston is really awesome.
Did you go to the Cheers bar?
To the what? Where?
Cheers.
The Cheers bar? No. But we went to this section. We were just walking all over the place. We accidentally walked into this small little section where it looked like revolutionary times or whatever. It was like bars and all this weird stuff. And it turns out we wandered into a bar that was around before the revolution, and where revolutionaries actually went to discuss the American Revolution, like George Washington and all these people, Thomas Jefferson, all these people were in there. My favorite, Ben Franklin, who's like an idol of mine. I love Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
He's just a genius. But anyway, that was really cool. And we did the Tea Party, the Boston Tea Party Museum. But that was, I don't know if you ever done that. That was neat. I got to throw a box of tea over, and then I had to pull it back because it's not real. But yeah, super cool stuff, man.
Yeah, because George Washington literally was everywhere. Like every historic place is like, George Washington slept here. George Washington slept here. George Washington got around, man.
God
damn. He slept everywhere.
Holy shit. That guy, man. Whoa.
Yeah.
And those teeth, right? I mean, come on. Sexy. Sexy first person.
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you, what other places have you investigated, and how did you get a part of Full Moon? Did you create Full Moon? Is that something you joined, or?
So I did not create it, but I came on right at the beginning. I actually was going to go to their very first event. It was Debbie and Lisa. They made this team. They were going to other public investigations in the area and didn't really like the way that they were being run. Like basically where people would investigate in front of you and you would just watch it. So they kind of wanted to do something different, get people involved and make it really accessible for everybody. So they were having their first event right after they were formed at the Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie, which is crazy, crazy haunted. Goes back to, they would like run ammunitions through tunnels underneath through the city of Poughkeepsie. But I went on their Facebook page to get tickets, and they had a post up that they were looking for an investigator.
Ooh.
So I filled that out. They called me, and we were on the phone for like hours, and everything just kind of clicked. So
it was like a good connection, right? Like you, yeah. Had you investigated before?
I've been investigating like pretty much my whole life. Like we were talking about Salem. I made my parents bring me on like an annual pilgrimage to Salem since I was 13 every year for Halloween.
Wow.
Do whatever I could around here. I was like the weird kid in the New Age section of the bookstore, like reading Hans Holzer and Linda Zimmerman and anything I could get my hands on.
That's really cool. So
Not at the time, but
no, well, it's cool now, man. You're
an
investigator now. Whoever thought whatever they thought, screw them, they're gone. So in Salem, can you tell me, is there any special place in Salem or anything that you did that was unique or like off the beaten path kind of thing?
There's so much there. Like if you go down the whole history, you'll know that the hill or the tree that the witches were actually hung at, it's not on Gallows Hill where they say it was. It's actually underneath a Walgreens.
Are you serious? Underneath a Walgreens?
Yeah, they built a Walgreens over it.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that. Didn't know that.
We did the Lost Museum. Did you do that while you were there?
Which one?
The Lost Museum.
I don't know. We did see a museum. It was a big museum, one of the oldest museums. We saw that one. I'm not sure.
I think that's that's probably the witch trial museum or the witch dungeon museum.
It was a nice museum. It was like, I didn't expect it to be that nice. And they were saying it's one of the oldest museums. There was like they had brought over a Chinese house and put it inside the museum, which was interesting. We got to see that, which was, strange. It was like, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. I don't know. This one was cool. It was kind of like half escape room, half haunted house kind of thing.
Nice.
But it was neat. And that building's haunted because you can go after hours and investigate, which I didn't do because I don't know. I'm getting spoiled. I don't like to, do these public ghost hunts where you're going to be in with 50 other people.
Yeah.
I like my little niche spots.
Do you like, because does Full Moon still do that where they have tickets and all that stuff? Or, and do they also do like investigations where it's just you guys and no one else? Okay.
So every month, for the most part, we have a public investigation, usually like a fundraiser for a historic place in the area. Then in between, like this past weekend, we did a private case at Mizzier Homestead, and that was wild. I was telling you guys on Alienate, that's where I had some crazy like manifestation that I saw, and I never see anything.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I'm like very level-headed, very skeptical. So for me to see something is wild.
Me too, man. I'm very skeptical as well. And it takes a lot for me to believe something. Even when I will say, okay, well, this is not fake. This seems real or whatever. I will still say it's unexplained because you can't really say this is real, man. It's actual, because you don't know. You can't, scientifically, you cannot say this is a real thing. So what about that was so weird to you that you were like, I can't explain this?
So we were doing the Estes session in the back part of the house, which was built in 1741. And my team member, Stephanie, she was she had the headphones on, eyes closed, like she was in the zone. And I was there going back and forth with her. If you don't know what the Estes session is, for anybody watching, it's where you lit some of the spirit box, and it's kind of sensory deprivation-y. So you can't hear, you can't see. You're really just focused on the words coming through the box.
Right.
And then
that person did they have headphones on and whatnot? Yeah. Okay. So that person who has the headphones on can only hear the spirit box. They cannot hear the person asking the questions. And often that person's in another room kind of thing sometimes. So when they ask a question and the person hears something, they say it. And it's weird how, like, I'm sure you're about to explain, it's weird how it's like answering the questions that they cannot hear. So please continue. Sorry.
And my skeptical brain likes it because it takes out a lot of the bias. Because if you ask, what's your name? You're listening for a name. But if you can't hear the question, it gives a little more weight to the responses. So anyway, she was under. I was going back and forth with her. We were getting really direct responses. And in front of her, like over her, completely masking her, I couldn't see Stephanie anymore. Starting like a foot and a half above her was this big figure that looked like the nun from the Conjuring movies.
Yeah. Yes. Because
wild.
Yeah, I remember you saying that, and I remember thinking, holy crap. And you just kept staring at it, right? You just kept staring at it, and it didn't change, did it? Like it would just still. Okay.
It got clearer.
Oh, that's creepy, man.
Yeah.
And I remember asking you, did you film it?
At it, trying to adjust. So I filmed it. I have it on my body cam, but you couldn't see anything.
Really?
Nothing showed up. It was just a normal video.
That's crazy. Yeah. I did post a picture. Was it yesterday? I can't remember if it was yesterday, day before yesterday, on Down the Rabbit Hole. And you had commented on it. That's what it looked like. And I was like, oh my God, had I seen that? Because when I first saw that picture and I posted, I asked something like, what if you woke up and you saw this staring at you? What would you do? And people were answering all sorts of stuff. And then you said, that's what I was looking at. And I was like, oh my God, I would lose my shit. I don't know. I would be out of there, man. And you stayed.
Well, I stayed, but I did go out of the room and I was like, fuck. I hope you can bleep that out, but
yeah. Oh, I don't care. You can say fuck and all sorts of shit.
Okay.
Yeah. It's explicit.
So I walk out of the room and I'm like, fuck. I'm out. No way. Somebody go get her.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. What do you think it is? I mean, obviously we don't know what it is, but like, could it be, because I've been going through a lot of stuff where you go and look at the history and you try to find something that you saw that matches someone who lived there. Maybe that's who it is. Or is it an interdimensional being that's popping through? You know what I'm saying? There's so many possibilities and we just don't have those answers. And it irks me sometimes, but.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy when I can't match up what we're getting with the history.
Right.
But the running theory on this one, because one of our psychics got an impression earlier in the night of like a trickster spirit who was trying to present as a child, but she wasn't. They said she kind of looked like, they described it as she looked like the little girl from the movie Orphan.
I don't know why that's not ringing a bell, but any little kid entity would freak me out. That's just, I've had an experience with something like that. And it's just, for whatever reason, a child entity is way more terrifying than like a floating woman in white or something. I don't know why, but it is. But that's maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No, because it's supposed to be something innocent and and it's not. It's not. It's just unnerving.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that because every time you hear someone say, like, I'll post a video and it's of a child entity, you could see it walking or anything like that, where you hear it or you see it, someone will generally comment, it's a demon. Like, it's not a child. It's actually pretending to be a child to gain access to you, blah, 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 blah. And okay, maybe, I don't know. Dayvid don't know. But maybe not, right? What if it's actually just the ghost of a child who's trapped there?
But I think that's hard for people to accept because, kids, it's sad. Like, okay, this old woman lived her whole life and now, she haunts the house. Okay.
Yeah.
But this kid was like 3 years old and died and is stuck here,
It's sad. So, yeah. There are people who can help with that. Like, they'll help with the clearing a spirit or, helping them on to the next level that are stuck. And I love that. And if there are people that can do that kind of stuff, that would help something like that. But what if I always think about, okay, well, what if that one person that said it's a demon, what happens then, when you go and try to clear it and then they just get in your body and now you're possessed.
But I feel like demons, I know a lot of demonologists and even they say in their whole career, they've not really experienced anything truly demonic.
Thank you. Have you?
And they do that for a living.
Have you?
No. Okay. But I did experience a spirit pretending to be a demon.
Okay. See, I get that because my whole theory about spirits is they're just like people, man. They were once people, and you got assholes, you got nice people, you got all sorts of. So why wouldn't there be all sorts of spirits that have those type of personalities too? So, right?
This
Murderers.
guy was a real asshole. He was a murderer. But we went in there and we were getting demon. We were getting all these things. We were smelling sulfur. The person whose house it was, he said that he was being chased by hellhounds.
What?
He went on a run in the morning and he felt like something was following him. He turns around and he sees, these dogs, these hellhounds chasing him.
Can you describe what they look? Did they have like 3 heads or something like this? What the hell?
I think it was just kind of Doberman looking dogs with the red eyes, like the
666 right over here.
Yeah. It's a very stereotypical hellhound kind of thing. But
Speaking
it turned
of which,
out it was a murderer.
Really?
And he was just trying to scare the shit out of him.
Who?
And was succeeding.
Did you all find out the name of the murderer, who it was?
We did. He actually had a personal relationship with the homeowner, so he knew.
Oh shit! So he knew the person?
Yeah, he knew him.
Oh fuck, that's crazy. I gotta look this up. Is this on? Do you have it on YouTube or something?
We don't, because it was a private case, so we weren't, and it was really personal. So we didn't really post too much about it. No specifics. But it was one of the most wild cases.
I really respect that when you guys do cases that are trying to help people and they don't want to like expose that, because it's like, to me, and I'm not an investigator by any means. I've done a couple, but I'm not like on your level of investigations. But anyone who asks for help, in my opinion, you're probably going to go in and it's going to be some of the scariest shit that you've probably ever had. And that's the kind of stuff you want to put on display, because you have evidence, but you don't want to hurt that person. You don't want to bring any kind of negative press or anything like that to these people, and you respect it. And I really have a high respect for people who do that just to help people. So you're not one of these guys that's on YouTube saying, I saw a demon. Everything is demon this, demon that. So Full Moon Paranormal guys, check them out. They're awesome. For sure, go and check them out. So huge respect for that.
Yeah, but we don't charge people if they have stuff going on in the house. We ask a lot of questions, and usually you can tell the people who just want to investigate for fun. It's like, hey, I think my house is haunted. Come out and like play around. Or people who are genuinely scared to be in their own homes.
Wow. Did you help this guy with the hellhounds? Did everything get?
We did, yeah. It gave him a lot of power knowing that it wasn't a demon, that it was his brother-in-law, actually.
Oh, shit. Damn, son.
So that gave him a lot of power, that when something scary happened, he'd just be like, I know who you are, and you don't scare me.
Yeah.
Knock your shit off.
Wow. So this dude, okay. Let me just, I just want to, this was a killer, a guy who killed people. He's related to the homeowner, right? And this, I guess in life, he must have been an asshole, big time asshole, or whatever. And he's still trying to freak this guy out. That's so crazy to me, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People don't change, I guess,
I guess not.
Some people.
And he's still around. I mean, maybe he don't want to go to the next level or wherever that may lead him, Creepy.
I guess it depends on what you believe. I mean, if you are like Christian and you believe you're going to hell, why would you be in a hurry to get there?
Right. Exactly. He's hiding out.
Around here, have some fun.
He's hiding.
Yeah.
What a trip, man. Have you ever did like a one of these investigations that's not for the public that was fake as hell? Like someone was trying to pull y'all's chain kind of thing?
Not fake. I don't want to say fake, but it was definitely like mistaken identity.
Okay.
There was a lot of like, the heat came on, or there's poorly shielded wires and there was high EMF.
Yes.
And they just wanted there to be something.
Okay. Yeah. I actually, I was talking with a pal of mine who's also a paranormal investigator. His name's Tim Sedano. And he and my best friend JJ Rose 777. They do work together, and they actually went to a house where the dude was trying to get attention. He was faking it. Yeah, so it's crazy. I mean, they explained it right away. Like they knew right away it was not real. So, yeah, high respect for that, man. I love that. You know, yesterday we started talking about dreams yesterday. Yes. And you said some stuff that I was like, whoa, I was like, this is deep, because dreams is one of my favorite subjects. Love dreams. It's in my 6 questions that I'm going to ask you at the end of this. But you know, lately I've been posting a lot on Down the Rabbit Hole about dreams. One of the things that I saw, and I tried to like find like the source of this, is that there are some scientists who believe that when you dream, you're actually, it's like a window to a parallel reality. You're seeing what your life is like on another plane, on another level, in like the multiverse. Like you're seeing another life that you're leading. And I thought, wow, because sometimes I'll have dreams. Like I'll give you an example. Look, I had this dream the other night, it's like weeks ago now. But I had this dream that I was married to a friend of mine that I went to high school with, right? And we had lost touch. And then about 10, maybe even 15 years ago, we reconnected. But I never in my brain would I say, I'm going to marry this person. You know what I'm saying? It's a friend. Yeah. She needed a friend at the time. And so we just, you know, I helped her through some tough stuff. Then I went through some tough stuff. She helped me through it. So it was so weird to be in a dream where I was married to this woman. Like I was married to her, and I could not, I was like, kind of like, what the hell? And it wasn't a good marriage. It's not a good marriage. And I was seeing like, it was just so different from my life, but it was my life. And I remember waking up.
But do you think it's really like alternate universe-y, or do you think it's like subconscious messaging?
See, I thought that, but I couldn't in my life place what the hell, where'd this come from? Because I hadn't thought about this woman in years, man.
Yeah.
At all. And so I was thinking, is it something like a message, or is she in trouble, or I don't know, anything like this. She's actually following Down the Rabbit Hole. I don't even know if she knows it's me or not, but she follows me on my real Facebook, and then she follows that, and she'll post stories and whatnot sometimes. She's really into working out and all this stuff. And but no, I love the idea that it's a parallel universe. I love that idea. Now I don't know if it's true. Who's to say it's true? But some scientists are now saying, you know, but you can't believe everything you see, right?
No, because they all have contradicting theories, so they can't all be true, which really fucks with my mind, because I hear something and I'm like, okay, that could fit parallel universe. Yeah. But then subconscious, I'm like, okay, that could fit too, or the astral plane, or, you know, remembering past lives. I think it's so many things. I think our brain or our consciousness is not really tethered to this plane when we're sleeping. So maybe multiple things could be true.
Yeah. You know, I like that. I like that thought that it could be, because one night it might be, here's what you're doing in an alternate reality. And another night it might actually be a spiritual message, or someone who has passed is visiting you, and you know that's happening. So yeah, I like that idea. But there's some dreams I have that I'm like, I cannot get past.
Yeah.
That this is like very close to my life here, but there are differences, subtle differences that make me think that it could be a parallel universe. But who's to say?
I don't know. Dreams are weird, man, because scientists don't even know why we dream. And that's what get me. They still can't explain why or how it happens.
That's true.
But they know enough to use it as psychological torture to not let you get into the REM state of sleep.
Right. Yeah. Have you heard of that? I think it was a Russian experiment where they kept like a group of men awake for like these long periods of time. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, they went psycho.
Yeah, they went cycle. There's a whole bunch of different theories about it, and there's these images of these weird looking men that like ate their flesh off or something, which I've come to find is not true.
Oh, good.
And there's not really a lot of truth behind this thing, but did they attempt it? Probably. I mean, yeah.
Well, it was part of like MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And that's documented that they, use sleep deprivation to see if they could induce states of like psychosis, kind of similar to like psychedelic effects, and put you in a different state.
Right. That whole thing, man. MK Ultra, I definitely want to go down a rabbit hole on that, because it's not just, oh, this is where Stranger Things came from. They did time travel there. They did like all sorts of mind control, of course, telekinesis, remote viewing, yeah, a whole bunch of weird shit. And there's a lot of stuff they didn't say. And there's a guy who worked on the program. His name is Al Balick. Have you ever heard of this guy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't recognize the name, but when you start talking, I might.
So this is a dude. He was an old dude. I don't know if he's even still alive, but years ago I came across some of his videos, and he it's not actually his real name. He actually said what his real name was in the video I posted, but he claims he was on the Philadelphia experiment, him and his brother. And if you haven't heard of the Philadelphia experiment, it was a ship. Of course, I'm not going to remember the name of the ship right now, but
wasn't it the Philadelphia?
No, it was something else. I don't remember, but they were trying to use, I don't know if it was Einstein or Tesla's theory of some sort of energy to make it disappear. The
Eldridge. It was the USS Eldridge.
Hey, that was weird. Like we had it at the same time. It popped in my head when you read it or something. But yeah, the USS Eldridge. And so what happened with the experiment, the ship disappeared from the Philadelphia and appeared somewhere near Norfolk, Virginia. And it was there for several minutes. People saw it, and then it disappeared from there and came back. And when it came back, a lot of the crew had either been fused to the hull, like they were half in and half out of it and dead. Some of them lost their minds, and a few were missing. Al Balick is one of those who was missing, apparently, and he claims that him and his brother they jumped overboard as it was going through whatever it was going through, and they ended up in the future. Ooh. And yeah, he said this is back in what, the 50s, the 40s, I can't remember, 60s, somewhere in that area. And they ended up in the year 21 something. And they were there for, it seemed like a month or so. And then for some reason they were pushed to the 28th century. And he was talking about the way it was in the year 2740 something or other. And
is it any better? Can we all go there?
It's better, but I'll just give you a brief what he says. So basically he's there. It's beautiful. Like everything seems nice. And there are these cities that are tethered like to the ground, but they're whole cities in the sky, like not pretty high, right? They're up there, and you can move these cities. Like if there's a hurricane coming, you can move the whole city away, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And each city acted as like a city state. So it was independently ran and not by government. There was no government. There were no politicians. It was all ran by what he called a supercomputer at the time, which now I think we all know is probably an AI thing. Back then, he didn't even know what AI was, right? So he starts trying to explain. It's a computer is like just so brilliant. He's talking quantum computing mixed with AI. I'm certain of this. What was interesting is it ran everything in that city, and the other cities had their own, and they ran everything. And so he was asked like how many people were like around. So he asked these people like, and he said that basically what he was told is somewhere between 300 and 500 million people on Earth, and that's it. There's no more.
Did they all get wiped out?
Might have been wars, but I don't know. But here's the way they kept order. So there were these yellow zones and red zones, which were like misdemeanors and felonies, right? If you created a misdemeanor, you had to go up to the supercomputer, the quantum computer, whatever you want to call it. You had to go up there and you had to like plead your case to it.
And I heard about this. Yes.
You hear about this?
Yes, I did hear about this.
It would determine if you were lying or if you were being honest, and it would be able to tell that. And if you were cool, like they figured that you could be rehabilitated, well, they would send you to a camp and you would work, and then you would be back, right? Now, if it was a felony that you committed and the computer determined that you were not redeemable, on the spot, wipe out, gone. Jesus. Zap, you're no more, and that's it. That's how they kept control. I mean, can you imagine if we did that today and all the people who committed felonies were just gone?
It's an interesting concept because it takes out, the human empathy element of it. It's yes. Okay, you did this. I don't care why you did it. You're wrong.
Yeah. You don't get a chance. You don't get a choice. But I mean, I think like the human part of you is like, wait, man, that's my brother. Maybe we can rehabilitate him, help him. But the other side of me is like, how much crime is happening there, man? Not much at all.
Probably not a lot, because people are going to get judged by this computer.
Yeah. No one wants to go to the computer, apparently.
But also, in a world like that, you would think there's not a lot of reason for crime. If you have everything you need.
Yeah. Right.
If you're not stealing, why are you murdering? Like, just chill.
Why would you steal? You can go get what you need.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be the point of stealing? Unless that's just a human element that you can't get beyond. If we didn't have money, if we could do away with that whole system and just like go by our merits, like if we're on Star Trek or something where you're just trying to build the society, make it better, and you get to rise up and down based on that, I don't know, might not be a bad thing. I don't know. That's just me thinking out loud.
I don't know, because then you get into the whole human nature thing, because all these like mega celebrities, mega billionaires, they could have anything that they want.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have to push it to like Epstein Island style stuff.
Yeah.
You can have everything you want. Why? Because is it human nature to want what you can't or aren't supposed to have?
And then there's that other part of human nature that we are a violent race, that I believe this, anybody is capable of violence at any moment, murder, whatever. And it's a sad fact.
You just have to have the right factors.
Right. Yes. The right kind of motivation. It's sad, but I would love to be able to remove that from our, humanity and just be happy-go-lucky motherfuckers that are just out here to having fun,
right? And
don't want to kill nobody. I just want to.
But is that the whole like awakening thing that everybody's talking about? People are going through now, like the whole spiritual awakening, seeing the other side of this. Is that how you get there?
Maybe. I mean, I have to be honest. I feel like I've gone from this side to that. Like I've evolved. People hate using that word, but I feel like I've evolved from a very angry young man, if I've been in a lot of scuffles, shall we say, and it was because I had anger, I had hate in my heart. I don't have that anymore. I'm a different person. I have gone from whatever that was to this person, and luckily I met the right person in my life. I've overcome a lot of negative things, and I've become a little bit successful, which I'm really proud of, and I'm happier. I feel like I'm in a happier state of my life. I'm actually being asked to join little groups and do things, and now I'm on Alienate UK, which I love, and then I got to meet you, which is just awesome to me. So yeah, I think if you want to call it like an awakening, like a spiritual awakening or something like that, I think that's what I'm going through. I hope a lot more people are going through that, but there's just a ton of old me's running around making all this chaos and high-fiving when they shoot somebody, it's just I don't know. I don't understand
chaos.
It's chaos. Yeah.
Chaos.
Do you think, let me ask you this. I'm going to get into a little bit of the Mandela stuff, but do you feel, and CERN, we'll just talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
Don't you feel, I mean, maybe it's just me, but if you go back to, let's say 1999, how old are you? Like 12? If you go back to like
1999, I was 9.
Okay.
Before we hit record, I was like, "Oh, think about when you were 30 years ago." I was like, "I was 5. I was playing in the sandbox."
Oh my God, I'm so old. Okay, let's go to 19. That's 2009, right?
Mm-hmm.
I recall. So that 2009 is when the Mandela effect was coined. That was the first time, and I had never heard of it. At the time, I was an IT professional. I was always into the newest tech. I was always reading the newest stuff. And I remember that time period, being a very calming, relaxing, like there was not that much chaos and turmoil. I mean, there was a little bit of it, but it wasn't insane. Of course, this is after 2001, 9/11, and all this stuff. And
everybody
things did
still
start
pretty chill.
Yeah, everyone was still, even after that. There was a difference that did shift a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get into after 2009, things started to just 2012 came along, CERN came along. People were talking about when they turn on, it's going to blow up, and then we're going to get splattered into another universe and whatever, man. I just know that from beyond that to past 2014 or sometime, it seemed like we went into a goddamn rice cooker. It just went nuts. The whole world is just crazier, like times 2 or 3 even. It's just, do you see that? Is that am I saying something that's crazy or
no? And I kind of feel like it's getting velocity, if that makes sense. Like it's getting crazier. Things are not calming down. You see more wild shit on the news and you're like, okay. Yeah. You're not even surprised by it anymore.
I think we are getting desensitized by a lot of this stuff. It's getting to that point. Things that used to, I mean, before you were born, things that, like for example, when Columbine happened, that was such a shock on the nation's mentality. We were so freaking blown away by that. They were talking about it on the news 24 hours a day. They were blaming Marilyn Manson. They were going, it was just nuts. And now there were probably one that happened yesterday. And have we heard about it? Probably not. Because we're so used to it now. It just has to be.
I don't know if it's like the whole information age, like because all the information is available to you all the time, like with social media and constantly in your face.
Yes.
Or what? But it seems like these things are becoming more frequent.
Yeah. I'll say another thing. Around that time, maybe before that, I remember when the internet came online. Okay, I know, I'm old, but I do recall being able to see other countries, like their TV shows and their news and all this, right? That was a cool thing. And you can talk to them now. You can talk to them on chat. There are these, what do they call it? Chat rooms back then.
Oh yes, chat rooms.
You can go in a chat room and people from other countries would come in and you would be having conversations with them, and their whole view system, like the way they thought was it was all mixing. We were mixing it all together. And I recall watching, I remember watching, say, Train Spotting, like a TV show. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie, Train Spotting, but it's a Scottish film starring Ewan McGregor. I loved it. It was one of my favorite movies, but I didn't know what the fuck they were saying. It took me a while, right? Like anything before that movie, if I saw like a British TV show or whatever, I was like, first of all, I didn't get the humor. It wasn't funny to me. And secondly, what did he say? What? So with the internet going on and you're catching more, now I understand what they're saying. Now it's like I know what you're saying. Now we're on a show in the UK. You and I think you and I are the only Americans on this show, right?
But can I tell you a secret?
Tell me.
And whoever else is watching, sometimes when we have some Scottish people on and they're very Scottish, yes. I can't understand a freaking word they're saying still.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm just yeah, sounds good.
I know, dude. I'm not even going to try to do an accent because I'm terrible at that. But yeah, I mean, now, like, for example, Tommy Cullum, you know him, right? And we've done shows with him, even though he's a co-host now. I haven't seen him but once. I have a problem with this.
Welcome to my life. He's been a co-host for years.
Really?
Yes.
Andy knew he could get me on the show because he told me, "Oh, I also got Tommy. Tommy's going to be on the show." I said, "Really? I'm there, bro.
Tommy's never
you got
on the
it."
Show. He's always at a freaking birthday party.
Okay. Okay.
We're calling you out, Tommy Cullum.
Tommy, come on, man. He was on my show. Oh my God. I love Tommy. I was on his show. I've been on his show twice. He's that dude's a bundle of energy, isn't he? He's just like my friend JJ Rose 777, she says that he's a first timer. Like this is she says maybe not the very, very first time, but he's like very new to this world.
Baby
basically spirit. Like his first time here on Earth. And he acts that way because everything is so amazing to him. Everything. He's the best. I love him. He's great.
Do you feel like you're an old soul or a new soul?
I feel like I'm in the middle. Like if you go to my my graduating class, I was in the very middle of my I was not top or low. I was the very center. So that's where I feel like I've been here a few times. It's not my first rodeo, but I'm still not as advanced as, say, others. And you can sometimes see that. I mean, like there's some people that right off. This guy has not been around the block. This is his first rodeo. But other people that are just so, even like, I'll give you my daughter, my stepdaughter. She's 26. Fucking brilliant. Like, before me and her mom got together, I had a lot of like, after my divorce and before I met Angie, I had a lot of what I called micro relationships. And a lot of them were like mothers or whatever, and their daughters or sons or whatever were like regular kids. You know what I mean? Like, and I met Chloe when she was 19. She was still a teenager, but her mental acuity and like her spiritual, all that was advanced. I feel like she's been here a lot more than I have, to be honest with you, because she was able to navigate relationships on a whole other level. Like for me, I was terrible at that shit. I was not good at it. She's good at it, even though she'll say like, "Oh, I had problems here and I had problems there and I should have learned this sooner," whatever. She still makes those actions that are the right ones, man. And she learns that she should learn from it. Yeah, she does. And it's like the next one, she ain't messing around with no scrubs, man. Or, I know I'm using old stuff. She don't fuck around. And I love that about her. She's one of my favorite people. She feels like my actual daughter, and even though she's a white girl and I'm not, but still, I'm still very proud of her. But yeah, there are people that you can tell that have not been around, even though they're older. There are people who are younger that have been around the block. My girlfriend Angie, I know she's an old soul for sure. Like, and she's also older than me, but not by much, 6 years, something like that. But how can I put it? Have you ever met? Oh, Nicole, this is a good question to ask you. Have you ever met someone that you clicked immediately with, and you're like, how is this possible? Like, this doesn't make sense. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
I have thoughts on that, but I don't know if it's like the whole soul contract thing, previous lives, like where you've known them and you're just like, okay.
I feel like
this is happening again.
So you're married, yes?
I am.
Would you say your husband is your soulmate? Oh man, you're smiling. Oh no.
I think we are destined to meet certain people at certain
Mm-hmm.
times in our lives for certain reasons.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I was married before, and that person, I knew, I think before I got married to her, that I should not have married this person. And I will always think back to that, but I needed to go through that in order to be the person I am today. I needed to understand what was wrong in my life and what didn't work in my life to be able to get to a place where now I know what I need and what works for me. And so you're right. Exactly what you said is exactly right. And sounds like you're ahead of me too, man. Sounds like you're older than me.
I feel like you can meet like somebody who you think is the love of your life and, you know, have this, but they were here to teach you a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And you were maybe there to teach them a lesson. And then you can part ways and go about your life a better person because of it.
Yeah, for sure. I think Angie and I, because I never believed in soulmates, honestly. I thought, you know, at the time I was thinking this, there was like 7 billion people. There are 8+ now. But I was like, how in the world could 8 billion people have soulmates, man? It just don't make sense. The numbers don't add up.
Yeah.
People live. Yeah. People live and then they have a couple of relationships and it's not their soulmate and they die. You know? And I feel very lucky because I think this person, I think we do have a soul contract. I didn't believe in any of this before. And I was like, you know, you'd be hard pressed to prove it to me until you live it. And then you're like, well, now I'm presented with all this evidence. How do I chop this up? How do I get this? Mm-hmm. And I feel like she is definitely someone that I knew in another life because the moment we met, it was unlike anything I've ever experienced before. You know, I'm a very conservative, not politically. I'm just very conservative in my life. Yeah. And I'm reserved. I'm an introvert. I don't have friends here. I don't go out and hang beers and drink and watch football and all that, eat chicken wings, whatever. I don't do that. And so for me to be in this relationship with this person, it's shocking to me that it actually happened. And I feel like I might have been her mother in a former life. I might have been her brother, or she might have been my brother in a former life. Like, I think we've had multiple lives together and we were connected. She might have been my husband. I might have been her wife in another life. You know what I'm saying? I don't dismiss any of that. Yeah. I feel in my life, I feel like I can be a nurturing person to people, like to Chloe, to my daughter, and to our grandkids. You know, I feel like I can be that. That's not always a macho dude. You know, here's my gun, bang, bang, bang. Let's go hunting. Nothing like that. So I believe that is with me in my spirit. That whatever that was before, is still with me, and I understand that. So I don't know, man. Dayvid, don't.
It's wild. There's so many freaking theories on this. And again, it's one of those things where it all kind of fits. Because then there's that, like, okay, you have to learn a lesson. So you keep getting thrown in the pool with all these people, the same people, until you finally get it through your head. And then you can move on.
Do you think that's what we're here for? Do you think we're here to learn lessons?
I don't know. I would like to think that there's some kind of purpose. But, you know, there's the whole energy can't be created. It can't be destroyed. So it's just keep getting recycled.
Yeah. So this body is not energy, right? Would you say that? The body is not energy.
Well, it's energy.
The soul, the spirit, or whatever you want to call. And I don't know. I've been giving this a lot of thought. And I do have a spiritual advisor that JJ, which I mention a lot. And I think, and I haven't really discussed this with her yet, but I think it's our aura is our soul. That's what I think. That's where we get our thought, like thought, yes, but they say thoughts come from outside, you know, and I feel like that could be a thing. I'm not 100% sure, but that's a theory that I do a lot of theories. You like that theory?
I've heard that before. So like your soul, it it goes out past your body. It's not just contained in your meat suit.
Yes.
And that's why, like, you can mingle with other people. You can feel, you know, their vibes or whatever.
Yeah. So, and when you go out and do some investigations, do you ever, like, when you're meeting people for the first time, can you like feel that energy from them? Can you like kind of make a determination if this person is being honest with you, or this person, whatever, any kind of energy? Can you get any of that? Does that work for you?
I claim no woo-woo bullshit, right? I'm not psychic, I'm not sensitive, but like I feel like I'm very good at people.
Okay.
Like reading people.
Yeah. And give me an example of when you read someone that was like, I was right.
It happens at work all the time. Like when I was hiring people, I would know from like a phone call if you're going to work out. And really? Everybody would be like, okay, this person's amazing. Look at all their credentials. I'm like, not going to work.
Wow.
And they don't. Then I'm like,
told you.
Why you listen to me?
And you don't think you have some sort of energy, kind of a reading thing that you got going on there?
I don't know. I like, some people lean into it. I'm more skeptical. My team members are like, nope, see, you do have abilities. You do have abilities. I'm like, but everybody does.
Yeah.
It's whether or not you use them.
That's what they say. Everyone has abilities. Everyone that's alive has like psychic abilities and all sorts of energy reading, whatever it is. You're not tapped into it. And it's another thing I didn't believe until I met a few people. And now I'm like, holy crap. And I know I've said this before, but I'll give you an example. I was doing, I almost said I never want to say the company, but I'm a rideshare driver. And I was talking with my friend JJ Rose 777, and she was telling me, she's teaching me, you know, this is what you blah blah blah, open yourself up, listen, and whatever. She's really good at teaching. So if you guys are interested, go look her up on YouTube. She's got a lot of videos that'll help you if you're trying to get in tune with that kind of side of yourself. And again, I didn't believe her because I'm I'm a big skeptic. I'm like, yeah, right. But now I notice that when people get into my car, I can feel something, and I know it's energy. It's not like there's people that get in there and they're so closed off that I can't really tell what they're thinking. They're just quiet. Something's not right. I can feel negative, like something's wrong. I can feel that. And sometimes they'll tell me, sometimes they don't. But I picked up this one young girl. She was dressed really nice. She gets in there, and I could tell she was super happy. She was like super happy, and she didn't show it on her face, and she didn't say anything. And I knew where she was going. She was going to a friend's house for a pool party. She was not wearing anything that would indicate a pool party or anything like that. And so I just said, hey, so you're on your way to a friend's house? And she goes, yes. I said, yeah, you're going to get in the pool? And she's like, how did you know that? I'm not wearing my bathing. How did you know that? I said, you told me. She didn't say a word. So yeah, I think there's something to it, man. You know,
I knew somebody was pregnant the other day. That was
what
one. So she comes in. It's an old friend of mine, and I haven't seen her in a little bit. And she comes in, and I really wanted to ask her. I'm like, "Are you pregnant?" But you know, that's rude because I'm like, you don't look it,
right?
But then we're talking for a little bit, and then she tells me, she's like, and I was like, I was gonna ask you, and she's like, how did you know? I'm like, well, how far along are you? And she's like, only 8 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. Cool. I don't know if you have the glow. I don't know what it is, but I just had a feeling.
That's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, you do have, I think you have something going on, but I like the way that you're not going to lean in and be like, oh yeah, I'm psychic or anything like that. Cause you're a skeptic and you're going to wait and get more evidence before you'll say, I can do this, you know? I like that.
And it's really funny because I don't like put anybody else down who is. If you tell me you had this experience, I'm like, okay, I believe you. I believe that you had that experience.
Yes.
Can't tell you what it is, but
right.
That was your lived experience. But for
that's
me,
cool.
I'm like, nah. Yeah.
Wait, what was that? I kind of lost you there for a second. What was the
but
last thing?
For me, I'm like, nah, didn't happen. I didn't really think that.
Yeah, totally. I totally get that. Yeah, because I have I try to get stories for this show, because in the beginning of the show I'll tell a paranormal story that I get from my rideshare riders, and I don't judge, so I whatever they tell me I'm going to take it, right? And who's to say it's real or not? I don't know. I'm not the one to be able to come out and say this is real, this is fake, this story they're telling me is bullshit. I'm not. I did get one person. I was like, this dude he's blowing smoke up my ass. He's such a liar. I was just like, this guy's lying to my face. I could tell he was lying. Oh, I was like, okay, I'm not telling that story. That's dumb. But yeah, so what you got going on right now? What's like what's next for you?
So Thursday in -5-degree weather.
Oh my!
We are having our first paranormal mixer at Kestrel Tavern in Kingston. So it's not going to be an investigation. It's just going to be a hangout for anybody interested in the paranormal. Come tell your stories. There's like spooky cocktails.
What?
So I'm really, really excited about that one because I love like getting into the community. Well, hop on a plane. That's what Andy always tells me when I tell him I want to come to like Rendlesham.
I want to go there too, man. I really want to. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to the UK at some point. Luckily, Instagram and Facebook and TikTok are all starting to give your boy a little bit of dough. So hopefully, I don't have to live off a rideshare rider's salary anymore. Hopefully. But yeah, I definitely. Oh, I would love to go to that. That would be so much fun. Just to meet you would be amazing, man.
Yeah. Well, get your butt to Gettysburg. Andy's coming over.
When is that happening?
July. I
got time.
July. Yeah.
I know in June I'm going to be. Well, I don't know if I should say where I'm going to be. I've been getting a lot of. I don't know if you know, but I have. Oh yeah, you do. You mentioned it last time, but I've gone pretty close to 600,000 now just on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's almost 900 on all my platforms, and I get daily. How can I say hateful things sent my way daily? Oh,
I don't even have that many followers, and I get hateful shit sent to me all the time. So I can imagine.
I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't tell people. Like, when I was going to Salem, I was like, I'm gonna announce it and all this stuff. And someone said, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I had to learn that the hard way. Do not announce where you're going to be.
I get people who message me on the daily that like they really believe we're in like serious relationship or something. Like, it's kind of bizarre. I've got I got people who are really cool people, like this guy named Miguel. He sends me videos. I love it. He's cool. He's a little weird, but he's cool, man. He's like, I'm a lot weird. So it's like, okay. But then there's some women and there's some people who are just, I don't know. They're not, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? So I really can't say where I'm going to be, but you'll find out afterwards. I want to go up there and meet you guys. I would love to do next time you guys, well, not next time, but hopefully sometime in the future, hopefully this year, when Full Moon does something, I would love to be like, just to fly on the wall with you guys. That would be so cool.
Anytime we're investigating, or when you come up, we'll plan something around you and you'll be our special guest investigator. We love having guest investigators, like guest speakers, guest investigators.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that you're doing this though. This whole mixer thing. That is so rad. What are you hoping to gain out of that? Is there some sort of thing?
Absolutely nothing. There's nothing. We're not making any money. I just thought it was a really, really fun idea. This guy contacted us. He was opening a tavern in Kingston. He was really into the paranormal. He wanted to do something. So I'm like, let's do a mixer. Let's just get everybody in the community out. Maybe eventually we'll like do something else, like a haunted pub crawl or something. But I just want to meet people. And sometimes I know like public events, not everybody can do that. $40,
cool,
it's not a lot, but it's a lot for some people.
You're super cool. I love this. I love that you're doing that. That is so awesome. We try
to do fun things. Like after that, in February, we have a ghostly Galentine's tea. So we're investigating a tea room where we're doing like a tea party. Everybody's gonna get dressed up like all steampunky. Bring your girls
what the
out.
hell, dude? I need to go to these things. That sounds like so much freaking fun.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you're in this area and you're not doing any of this stuff, you need to go and check them out. It sounds. Can you say where and when so that people?
Yeah, that one is actually sold out. It is at Charlotte's Tea Room in Warwick. In March coming up, we have booze, beers, burgers, beers, and booze at Clemson Brothers in Middletown, where they have like a whole axe throwing thing. They have drinks. It's a really, really cool brewery, but it's haunted as fuck. So everybody's gonna come in, they're gonna eat, and then we're gonna investigate.
How is it haunted? Like what's going on in that place?
So they used to do like monthly meetups there and with guest speakers, and we were sitting there and the motion sensor lights would always go off and on. People would see things, hear things. So we always wanted to go and investigate.
That's cool.
And now we get to.
Do y'all know the history of that place?
It was a saw factory.
Oh. What?
Back in the day. Yeah.
What? That's
beautiful,
so cool.
Beautiful building.
Neat.
But imagine how many people probably died working in a saw factory.
I mean, come on. Arteries sliced, arms lost, toes gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
So lots of exciting things coming up.
What's that? I'm sorry.
So lots of exciting things coming up.
Dude, you guys are doing it right. Hey, all my pals out there that do investigations and stuff like that, listen to this, man. Do something like this. That sounds like so much freaking fun. I might show up there. I might go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it.
Nicole Chivattoni. Thank you so much for joining me. I really, really, really appreciate it. I am so glad that you and I have met.
Yes.
I feel like you're like a brand new friend, and I don't use that word lightly. To me, it's like I have a ton of acquaintances, but I have a very small circle of friends, and you're now one of them. It's such a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for doing this. And now it's time for the 6 questions.
Right.
I did warn you. Before, so
I got a heads up.
Right. I didn't want to scare anybody. I tried to warn everyone. I did warn one person, and they were like, "Oh," but anyway. First 2 questions are specifically for you. The last 4 I ask everyone. Okay, are you ready?
I think so.
This is the 6 questions Nicole style. Number 1. What led you to the paranormal community?
I have honestly been interested in the paranormal for as long as I can physically remember. Like I'm talking like 3-4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. At one point, supposedly, I channeled my great grandmother. So I guess it's kind of found me. I grew up in like a haunted house.
Wait. Did I just hear that correct? You channeled your great grandmother or your grandmother?
My great grandmother. I have no memory of this. I'm going based on what I've been told. I was little, like 3-4 years old, and I was like brushing my grandmother's hair and started talking about how, I used to do this, when you were young, when you were little, and talking about all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. No
amazing.
idea. But they say, yep,
did you have
great grandmother.
And did you say something that your grandmother was like, yeah, I did that when I was a kid? Yeah.
I told her that it doesn't hurt to be cremated.
Oh, shit. Did you know she was cremated? You didn't know, right? You were a kid. You had no clue. So it doesn't hurt. Okay. Good to know, because that's how I want to go.
Because you're not there anymore.
Yeah, right. Shouldn't hurt. There's no pain receptors working. Shouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
God
but
damn,
like your soul or whatever is not there anymore. So it doesn't hurt to get cremated.
Sweet. That is really cool, man. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that. Wow. That's already like the best response to number 1. Number 2, if you find answers, and I know we've touched on this on the show a few times. If you find answers, for example, if you met an entity and you get the answers that you've always been looking for, will you stop investigating?
No. Nope, because like I tell Andy every time he wants to argue about this, there's always more to find out. Okay, you find out the what, now I want to find out the why or the how.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't that be cool to like meet a spirit? You just said it, you did this in a sense, but to sit down and like say, for example, that nun, that horrifying looking thing, had it spoke to you and explained to you, this is what's going on, this is why, and then you go and you research and you find like it's telling you the truth. Wouldn't that be just
that would be amazing. That's the goal, right? Like to figure it all out or figure some of it out. At
least get an answer, at least from beyond. You know, I would love for them to tell me, yes, what happens is you go to the source and this is what happens, and then you come back, and so reincarnation is real. You know, I want answers. I just want answers.
Right? I want all the answers all at once. Make my brain explode.
That's what I want. I'm right there with you. I love it. Yep. Number 3.
I'm glad I have somebody on team. I want to know.
You and me, buddy.
Yeah,
you and
man.
Me. Okay. Number 3. How do you want to die?
Happy.
Oh, peaceful. You know what? No one has ever said that before. You know what everyone always says, and I even said this myself, in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But no one has said, I don't think, and hey guys, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to die happy. Wow. Are you happy now?
Getting deep here, okay?
Are you happy, Nicole, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to die right now.
Okay.
Knock on wood. But like,
get a little unhappy right now. Okay.
Like, old, satisfied with my life, doing something I love.
That's cool. Okay, that's a great answer. The second part to that answer is, how do you think you'll die?
Trying to pet something that I should not be petting.
Come here, big bear.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. That's hilarious. What have you pet that you think you shouldn't have pet in your past?
Nothing, because I couldn't catch them.
Oh, snap.
But like I was outside one day and like you hear this noise coming from the bushes and I'm pretty sure it's a raccoon. And I was like, come here, friend. Might have had rabies. I don't know. I would have loved it anyway.
Oh, that's okay. Wow. Be careful. Don't do it. Don't pet those things. Be careful.
Don't pet the tiger or the lion.
I know we've talked about this. Next question. So if you have already said it, but you can tell me the second part of it. What is the strangest paranormal experience you've ever had, or what's the strangest moment of your life?
Okay, so one of the strangest paranormal experiences I had, the nun was pretty weird, but there was another one where we were at the Shanley and my friend walks into the next room. I walk into the next room. I think our other team member, Lisa, walks up behind me. And we're standing there for like a good 5-10 minutes having like a session in this room. I turn to Lisa, who I think is standing right here this whole time. And she's not there.
Cool.
There was like some kind of entity, some kind of something just standing there. Like you can see them out of your peripheral. She was downstairs the whole time.
Wait, and what was it? Did you see anything for real? Like, was there like a shadow or something?
So Lisa has short-ish blonde hair. She was wearing a black jacket, and that's what it looked like was standing next to me. You know, when you can see out of your peripheral, you know somebody's there. You can kind of see them, but not features. That's what it looked like.
Ooh. Did you also feel like someone was in the room with you? Did you feel that? Okay, because you know how
you can sense when somebody's standing like a foot away from you.
Right. Okay. Wow, dude. That's creepy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good one. I like that one. All right. Number 5. What's the scariest or weirdest dream you've ever had?
I don't know about scary, but I did have a really weird one where you're going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
I was in a Russian like work camp.
Okay.
And I saw all kinds of horrible things going on, but I was like relatively okay because, you know, white woman of like childbearing age, you know, I had uses, I guess. So
Yeah.
I was fine.
All right.
But there was minorities, there was like people that were not being treated very nicely. So it was underground. And then I woke up in the morning and there was a login attempt to my Gmail account from Russia.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you get spam, you know, logins sometimes, but how often is Gmail saying like, hey, no, we blocked a suspicious login attempt from Russia?
And you're dreaming about Russia.
Mm-hmm.
That is so freaking weird. Okay,
Yeah.
that qualifies as weirdest dream. Ooh.
Yeah. I can't explain that one.
Did it tell you like where in Russia? Was it like Siberia or someplace?
I don't remember. It
weird.
did tell me the town in Russia, and I tried to see if there was any kind of like military bases or anything there, but you know, it's Russia. They don't really publicize that too much.
They sure don't. They sure don't give you that information. What a trip, man. That's so bizarre. I'm like a little freaked out by it.
And it was so realistic. It was like I was there.
Gosh. I'll tell you a weird dream I had, because you just brought it back. And I know I've probably said this before, but I don't care. It's my show. I had a dream. I was married at the time, and I was in my marriage bed asleep. And I had this dream that I was on a bus. And I know it was in Canada. I don't know why. I don't know why I knew this. But I'm in Canada on the bus, and I'm looking out. And for whatever reason, there's a coast, and we're on the road that's like up against, kind of high up against, and we're in the right lane. And there's another lane, and there's this red car that's like driving past, and it's like a convertible, right? So the person who's driving is a lady with a big hat, which is ridiculous if you think about it, because it's a big hat. That's weird. Well, anyway, in a convertible, yeah. And I look down at that person to see who that person is. And then she looks up like at the same time, and it's my wife, the lady who's sleeping next to me. It's her, right? I was like, what the hell? That's weird. What the fuck? You know, why are we separate? Why is she driving? I'm in a bus. Something's wrong. But anyway, the next day I wake up and I don't get to tell her the dream. Usually I do this now. I just will tell, you know, the first person I see, this is what I dreamt about. I need to just keep a journal. I don't know why I don't do that. But I don't get to tell her. I kind of forget about it. And she wakes up later and then she says, I had a dream that I saw you on a bus.
Oh, those dreams are weird when another person like shared them.
How?
Those freak me out.
How? In Canada, she says.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
I don't know.
So there's, I mean, it's got, like, I've heard other stories, like other people have said that they have, you know, they're sleeping in the same bed and they've had a similar dream where they're both in the same dream. I had never experienced that. And this is like, we're talking, oh my God, I was married in 1999 and I got divorced in 2009. So somewhere in between there. So, wow, it's, I don't know. I couldn't explain it, but it was probably the weirdest dream I ever had.
Yeah. Shared dreams is a whole other rabbit hole.
We need to go down that, Nicole, you and I, we need to talk about that.
Yes.
A whole show. We can just talk about that for a whole show. Anyway, finally, number 6, Nicole, who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm figuring that out. I am figuring it out. I am an investigator. I do podcasts. I'm figuring out where I am in the paranormal.
Okay. I think you're really like up top. I think you're up there. Yeah. I'm like really happy to be doing this side gig with you. You know, I'm so glad to have met you. We're the only Americans on this show, so it's weird. Sorry, Andy. But,
they say things like car park and water bottle.
You know what got me the first time? Garage. I was like, what?
Garage. In the garage.
Garage. I was in the garage. Where were you? You were in the where? In the garage.
The garage?
The garage.
The garage. Yeah.
There's no garage. Get the hell out of here with that shit. I love them. They're great.
I know.
But it's nice to have another American there with me because, you know, it's good to have a countryman right there with me, buddy.
I know. And when they do like crazy things like, oh, hey, let's do shots on a Friday show. I'm like, it's 8:30 for you guys. It's 3:30 in the afternoon for me.
Yeah, it's 2:30 for me, man. even earlier, yo. I have to get home early enough just to be on the show, and I want to be there. I want to be present. I don't want to have a birthday every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Tommy.
You hear me, Tommy? You hear me? Where are you, man? Anyway, Nicole, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. It was such a pleasure to have you on. I can't wait to see you next Friday. Yes. What are we? Sunday now?
Sunday. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, my pleasure, man. So glad that you're on here. And so I'm going to be doing these things I'm going to call it Deeper Down the Rabbit Hole. It's going to be kind of a show-like thing, and we're going to be discussing certain topics where it's just one topic, or maybe like several, and we'll just go wherever it goes. I want to have several people on, and I would love for you to be on that at some point.
Definitely.
So, okay, so I'm going to start working that out, and then this is dropping in March, so happy St. Patrick's Day or whatever. And
yes, St. Patrick's Day, whatever.
Yeah.
So going on in March. Hopefully,
all right,
warmer.
guys. Yeah, hopefully it's freezing right now. 66 degrees in my rabbit hole studio, but I ain't complaining because the other day on Friday it was 84. So, thank you so much for joining me. This is it, guys. If it's interesting to you, then definitely go down the rabbit hole. Bye. All right, guys. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Nicole Chivattoni. She's amazing. And make sure and check us out where we share live on Alien 8 UK on YouTube with Andy Booth, he goes by Andy Decodes also, but Alien 8 UK on YouTube on Fridays, 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, and it's a great show. We have guests. We talk about all sorts of high strangeness. It's the best, and she's really great. And if you live in the New York area, definitely go and check out anything that she has going on, because she does a lot over there. And she does like paranormal join-ups, which is really cool. I wish I lived in that area because I would totally do that. All right, guys. Real quick, just want to say I appreciate all of you out there who go and who subscribe, who leave me very nice reviews. I really, really appreciate that. And to those who do horrible reviews, I don't care, man. Listen, I'm doing this because I enjoy it. That's the only reason I'm doing this. It's fun to me. I get to meet new people. I get to make good friends, and it's really great. And if you don't like it, just don't listen. That's fine with me. But if you do like it, even a little bit, man, give me a 5-star on Spotify, because my Spotify is hurting. It's hurting. 2.5 or 6 or something. I don't know. It's low. Apple's doing great at 4.44. I could really use a 5-star on Spotify and Apple, and you can leave a review on Apple. And if you leave a review on Apple and message me, I might shout it out on the next episode. So definitely do that. It helps the algorithm. It helps me. I don't want to work for a living. I want to do this for a living. I enjoy this. I enjoy doing Down the Rabbit Hole and all the other things that I'm doing right now. It would go a long way to getting me there. So 5 stars on everything, likes on YouTube, likes wherever you can that would be great. YouTube subscribe, it's free. Absolutely free on YouTube to subscribe. We're trying to get to a place where we can be monetized on YouTube. We're almost there. We've passed one hurdle. We're trying to get to the second one. So I could really use your help. Definitely go on YouTube, like any episodes that I have out there, subscribe, leave a comment. All that stuff helps the algorithm, guys. I really would appreciate it. And that's all I got. So thank you so much. Next episode, let's see who we got next time. Next episode 25, is going to be with Jen from 305 Paranormal. Her and her husband, Mondo, are a paranormal team. They do a lot of investigations, and she is fantastic. So she's going to be on the next episode. If you know Jen from 305 Paranormal, definitely tune in. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. We've been friends for a long time. And Make sure you check out her show. It's every Sunday evening. It's called Spooked Coast to Coast. Her and Mondo join Joy and Joey from JJ Paranormal. Those guys are from California. Jen and Mondo in Miami. So it's Spooked Coast to Coast. So go check that out. And that's all I got, guys. See you later. Alligator.
You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
They said the truth was buried deep in files they tried to burn. David's on the mic now, it's the people's turn. From shadow men in black to creatures in the mist, he's cracking open secrets that the government dismissed. Spooky lights above us, he's tracking every blink. Aliens, cryptids, yeah, he's making you think. With a journal full of clues and a wild-eyed hunch, he's talking ghost towns, lost time, Bigfoot's lunch. Oh, Dayvid don't know, but he's looking for the code on a long dark road where the weird ones go. Mics stay hot when the stories unfold, digging through the static for the truth untold. From pyramids on Mars to sounds in the night,